Bom dia, bom dia.
Bom dia.
We are here, me and Rafael. We're gonna talk about a few topics, few questions that come up in the gym. Today is a very special day. We are super excited to have Aaron Sandstorm coming from Florida to organize our ice bath challenge tomorrow. Good idea that's Hiro introduced in the summit a couple of months ago. I loved it so much. I met Aaron and he's coming. We're gonna shoot a podcast with him. Are you ready for the ice, Rafael?
No.
No? Good. That's how it is. Nobody's ready for immerse inside the ice bath.
Sure.
But it's gonna be good.
Yeah, no, I was gonna tell you today that I was practicing the whole week and getting the cold shower and everything. But if you practice just the cold shower with standing and giving it like the cold water on your back and breathing, oh man, that's the hardest part. That's the hardest part. So I can imagine the cold shower, the ice bath, literally ice on your back is gonna be. It's gonna be tough, but it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Nice. There she comes. There she comes. There she comes. The gato.
If you can
okay, so what's the question we have today?
Yeah, so the question, we have 3 questions, right? So the first one is how to train with higher belts and lower belts. So the mindset or the goal basically between two.
Yes, we talked about this. How to train with higher and lower belts than you.
What do you think?
How to behave and how to take full advantage on both ways, with a higher belt and with a lower belt. For example, let's get an example of a blue belt, right? A blue belt that's gonna train with a partner in the gym.
Well, let's do that. Let's divide into in between belts because they have different things, different strategies, and different mindset too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the mindset is pretty much the same, upper or lower.
Okay.
It's just gonna change. Like for example, the brown belt, he's gonna have one belt above him only.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be the one that's gonna benefit a lot of students below his rank. So I think like the best way to approach and take full advantage on training with somebody lower or higher belt. For example, if you train with a higher belt, the biggest mistake it's you try to defeat him, fully jump in and try to prove a point that you there also. For example, a blue belt train with a purple belt, he wanna prove to the purple belt, the blue belt wanna prove to the purple that he also in that level, and he also can take him. That's, and like I see that a lot happen like immediately, like the guy shaking hand and he's like, oh, that's my chance now to go and prove a point and show him that I'm as good as he is. And I remember back ago when I used to have a more competitive side. You can go now. And I actually used to incentive the students, that was one of the way that we measure the students' capacity of handle pressure, put him with somebody higher belt and see how he survive. And today I think a little differently, I think like you should make the higher belt feel like you are a great training partner, so he gonna invite you more for you to train with him more often. Because I think a blue belt it's always pleased to train with somebody like a higher belt, right? Like with a brown belt, maybe a brown belt came, hey, do you want to train? Let's go and roll together, How do you create that environment? Like the guy welcoming to train all the time. Like after you train for a year, 2 years in the same gym, you know exactly which kind of training you have inside the room, because you have trained with everybody several times. And I think that's the best way to behave when you train with a higher belt. It's whatever you do, make it pleasant, like don't try to go and try to kill that person, because first, hardly gonna happen, if the guy is above on your rank, he probably knows a little bit more than you. And
they want to show it because you're trying to
and you go hard and this guy gonna if somebody gonna prove a point, probably the higher belt gonna prove the point. And if you go and train with a lower belt, for example, the blue belt, he goes and train with a white belt, then now he know that he can defeat that guy. Like he know that he can control him and play with him a little bit if he wants. You know, so it's gonna be up to him. Like, do you really wanna just go and discourage this guy and go hard? We talked about this in class yesterday. You know, like to always look to defeat your partner, but never discourage him. You know, and I think that applies mostly for when you train at a lower belt.
Yeah.
You know, you're not gonna discourage a blue belt, not gonna discourage a brown belt you train.
Yeah, playing that
because
rough.
The brown belt's already there. He already passed through a lot of things in jiu-jitsu to be a brown belt. You know, but when you train with a white belt, he's much more sensitive for the way that you're gonna deliver the train to him.
Yeah.
You know, what do you think? What's your experience when you train?
Well,
I see like that you specifically are a very welcoming partner. I see like when you say, guys, time, there's always like 2-3 guys looking at you like, Rafael, you wanna train? You know, you are a very pleasant person to train with.
I hope so.
You know, no, you are. You don't have to be. You don't have to feel shy about it.
Humble.
You know, humble. You know, but you are a pleasant partner. I see that everybody likes to train with you in the gym. So how do you feel? What do you do to make that environment? Because you did it. You have it.
And then after that, I have a question for you because it's pretty interesting. Changes a little bit of the context of it. Well, for me, when I train with higher belts, I try to sharpen my defense a little bit. Don't attack too much, or don't like attack a little bit and try to get in the position, but not to force it. And because I'm a smaller person, I don't have to. Most of the times, I get into the bottom position, so I try to just practice my defense and get it better. And then with lower belts, I focus on two things. If they don't know too much, I focus on movement. Like if they're stronger than me and stuff like that,
make them move a lot.
Yeah,
right?
just make movement. That's one thing that I have learned not only for you, but from here in Hano. Just try to do movement and don't get stuck. If I feel that I'm stuck and the person is resisting too much, I just let it happen. Just not quit, but just let the training continue. And then I sharpen my attacks too a little bit. I can take a little bit more risk and meaning on try to get the submission, but just control it. Just practice my control in the submissions, and let them escape, so that way they learn how to escape. Great. And everything like that.
I really like that. I think that's the best setup, and no doubt why people like to train with you. You know, like we have a new case in the gym, a white belt, sign up. And he came all days, every day in the last 4 months. He didn't miss. He knows. He's listening. He knows. And immediately, like, he jumped in the gym, and a couple of months after, he was already helping us and fully committed with jiu-jitsu. Like, he don't miss one day. So fast that I think in just a couple of months, he already have nearly 4 stripes in the belt. Oh yeah. You know, he did like a lot of classes. And now he's passing to the advanced class and he starts to spar with students. But he is a guy that he jump in the training and he wanna submit you, doesn't matter what. You know, he have this very, very aggressive way to train. And I'm trying to educate him in that aspect of, if he create that kind of environment in the gym now, that's everybody know that the only thing he wants is like, doesn't matter what, he's gonna try to take your head out. He's gonna end up being a unpleasant partner. Gonna be that guy like, hey, you wanna train? He's gonna invite people to train and people gonna give excuse like, no, I'm leaving 5 minutes. No, I don't feel good today. No, I'm done for today. You know, you don't wanna hear that. If you're a pleasant training partner, even if your partner is done, you see like, he did like 10 rows of 5 minutes already, or 5 rows of 10 minutes, he's done. And you go there, hey, are you up for one more? Sure, man, let's go. You know, like you take that last row out of him because he knows that it's gonna be a fun training. Playful training. There's no risk of getting injured too much. Exactly. You know, and I see these cases happen. So it's very clear. I think the mindset, your explanation about what you did to become this pleasant training partner with whoever level you train, it's what I agree the most. You know, like practice your defensive with higher belts as much as you can and attack less. And we train with a lower belt, you make him move as much as you can, to go through as much techniques as you can. Practice your defense, finish him, but like never discourage him. Show him how you did that arm bar. Show him how you got the back.
Yeah.
You know, like help that partner, because you are his reference right now, right? He's gonna look at you like, oh, Rafael, it's so remarkable for you when somebody teaches something with passion, right? You never forget it. It's like something that stays with you. You know, I remember clearly many times I trained with somebody, and I got finished in any situation, and the guys came after and like, hey, that's how was it. Yeah. That's how it happened. You know, like you keep that guy in mind. It's like, different. Oh, that was a good. You know, he showed me the weapon. He used at me, but he showed me what he was using. You know.
Yeah. You learn, and they empower you.
Very important topic. You know, to make your journey in jiu-jitsu the most pleasant you can, and in 10 years, 15 years from now, you're gonna still rolling, and you're gonna still having that round of people that wanna train with you all the time. You know, you don't wanna be that guy that's the scary guy.
Yeah, no, and I was telling him actually yesterday that in here, the one thing that one of the instructors in California taught us, from Templeton, Dave, he said like our white uniforms are like our lab coats, right? And then I was telling him,
Dave.
Yeah. So he was telling me, I was telling him, sorry,
what a cool guy.
No, man, that's something that he changed a little bit of our mindset when we arrived there. Mm-hmm. That when we arrived to the gym, we're in the experiment lab, so we're gonna there to try new things and see how it goes. And I was telling the student that you were talking about, like, hey, this is your control situation for you to play, for you to experiment, see how it goes. You're not gonna lose. You're just gonna learn about what you're doing and what it works and what it not. And then when you go to the street, that's your experiment. You don't know what is going on. It's random variable. So hopefully you never get to those situations. But if you have to, that's the only experiment side. That's the only way that you have to really survive, and then not get into the bottom, or not get rolled over. Control as much as you can, but in here you just play, you experiment, and see how it goes. Yeah. So that's the mindset, a little bit of shifting that you should have.
I think that's great and very, very important for beginners, advanced. You know, like to keep the journey fun. I think that's very cool. What else you have for us?
So the other one is, what can I do after training to recover a little bit better? So if you feel after training maybe a little bit sore, or maybe soreness, it can be one of the common things that you can feel after training. You're gonna feel it tomorrow. That's a common meme on jiu-jitsu.
Well, I think I think one thing that's you really have to combine with jiu-jitsu is your nutrition, what you eat after training. You know, like if it's a morning class, let's say a 7 to 8 a.m. class, you know, like most of the guys are gonna go to work after, so they don't have the time to do any complementary workout, or, you know, stretch or foundation training. You know, those people, they done the workout for the day, they're gonna go to work. So one thing that I really recommend to everybody is, like, for the morning group, like, hey, now that you did the hard work in the morning, you know, try to extend for the whole day and just watch what you eat during the day. You know, you're gonna finish the day like with that sense of satisfaction and accomplishment. You know, like you work out in the morning, but you're not trash eating after all kinds of stuff after, you know. So this is something that's definitely gonna help on your recovery, and you're gonna feel ready for training next day. For the guys in the evening that they go home after and they can chill out a little bit, you know, I always recommend the guys, like, hey, I know that a lot of you guys gonna go home after here, and you guys gonna watch TV, gonna watch something on TV. People do that in the evening, you know, like eat something, watch some TV. So while you're watching that TV, sit on the ground and stretch. You know, learn a little bit of foundation training. Most of our students, they know a little bit about decompression, you know, and sitting with a good posture, you know, like practice that. Sit on the floor, do that for
you're
5,
sitting,
10
so
minutes.
why not?
You're sitting, you're watching something, you know, like you had your food or you have your food, you know, like sit, open the legs, stretch a little bit, look for any kind of stretch that's sweets, you know,
Yeah, it's
do
the best, man.
a little bit of breathing exercise, you know, and the same thing for everybody, you know.
Yeah, no, and that stuff is the best. And I do that, the stretching part. It's one of the best feeling after when you stretch and everything is awesome. And then
I'm not a really fan of any outside product that's gonna make you recover unless you are actually an athlete. You know, like if you're an athlete and you did like 3 sessions of training a day, and then you went to the gym in the night and you did another hour of sparring, like catch me if you can kind of sparring, you know, and then you'd need like maybe some specific kind of food or nutrients to refuel, you know. But a regular person that's like 90% of the gym, you know, regular people that's just want to work out and learn jiu-jitsu because they like it, they like the idea, the kids train in the gym, you know. I think the best solution to recover is just keep the machine running light and, you know, like just lubricate the machine and then you're good.
Exactly.
You know?
Just help a little bit of keep it running smooth. And at the same time, you think about it, all the supplements market that is out there, if you think about it, most they got out because of bodybuilding and all that stuff, because they're athletes.
I heard one of our mentors saying, we are talking about coffee in the morning, and people saying like everything's my coffee and I have to have that coffee in the morning to go. And I drink coffee every morning, but if I don't drink, I don't feel any much difference. I feel the energy level is the same. I drink coffee because I like the taste of it. I love the smell and the taste of coffee, so I drink like very light coffee, you know. I remember his answer, like he said like, hey professor, so what do you do in the morning if you don't drink coffee? What do you do in the morning if you feel low energy? Like you had, like, for example, you traveled the night before and you went to sleep late and you wake up in the morning and you have no energy. So what do you do if you don't drink coffee? And his answer is like, I just push through it. I just push it and I do it. I'm not gonna die because that morning without the coffee, you know, like I push through it. I may gonna be more tired, and then I try to eat during that day even more, and drink a lot of water and get myself busy, you know, and that's it. And I go, and everybody can do that. Everybody, you know.
It's possible. It's possible.
Everybody. I can't say everybody because I don't really know. I believe that there's people that are more in need of outside substance to keep them, you know, alive. Everybody have different bodies and different needs, you know. But my personal experience is this.
No, the same for me. Yeah, the same for me. I don't need much to wake up or anything. Just a nice breakfast and everything. And one thing that helped me out is movement, is exercise, and jiu-jitsu and everything. So
just a personal experience. Yesterday I trained a lot in the gym. We did a long hour and something of sparring. We just reviewed the techniques quick, and we did a lot of sparring yesterday. It was a very fun class, you know. Like we did like several rounds. A lot of people, several rounds. And I have not training like this for maybe a month or two, maybe 2 months. I haven't done like a full hour of like rolling with everybody. And I arrived home very, very, very exhausted, and I was very hungry. So I overate healthy food. I overate it. I should have eaten 1 portion, and I probably eat like 3. I overate a lot. And I went to sleep with my belly like, wow, really full of that very healthy food, the healthiest food you can get, but was a lot of it. And then today I woke up kind of slow. You feel like your body didn't rest so well, you know. So what I decided to do is like, today is a great day to do my fasting as long as I can. You know, I'm gonna try to push 18 hours of fasting. It's Friday. It's an easier day for me. And you know, just to compensate that I didn't sleep too well, you know, so I'm gonna extend the fasting until give my body like a good rest, you know, in the digestive system, like to rest well. And then I'm gonna eat something in the evening today, you know. When Aaron arrives, gonna make some food for us, and I'm gonna break fast at that time, you know. So that's pretty much what I do to recover, you know. Like when I have a day that I overate, I try to eat a little less the next day to recover and feel good for training later.
Yeah, no, that's good, man.
You know,
No.
you have a lot of you're very organized with your food. And what do you feel like works for you to recover after training? Because you train every day. You train a lot. You train like every day. You've been pushing train a lot. You stay after hours training with people that want to train more.
Yeah.
And what do you feel like? You feel tired more days according to your food consumption or not?
I mean, I've been getting a little bit better and better with the food. I've been getting better and better. Like the 3 years that we have been already together, or actually training jiu-jitsu myself with experience. Now I think is the best time for me to feel more recovered. And now I did a little shift. Now so I eat plant-based and everything, and we talked about it before. This is something not for everybody. I just try it for myself. It works. And then I tried the combination chart from the Gracie diet, right? You can look at it online if you want to. They just combine different things together to make digestion efficiently. I've been trying that with the plant-based and everything, working well. Now, before I was eating like fruits early, and now I just change it to like towards the night, and I feel much better in the morning. For some reason, you feel much better, more. I don't have to eat breakfast. I don't have to, but I eat it because just to make sure. Yeah, no,
to have energy.
Yeah, to have energy, and then like fuel after the workout and everything. You feel a little bit and all that stuff. But I'm not that hungry, and if I go fasting, I can go ahead, no problem, no issues.
And you feel like you recover well?
Yeah, I recover much better just because of that part. And then I do the same thing on the TV and everything. If I'm watching a video on my phone, or I can just stretch out a little bit and then get that tension on my body. There's one thing that I bought that you can do it too. This is just practical things that you can do. If you work 9 to 5, after that you can watch TV and stretch. There's another thing that I read that if you have any like tough areas in your back or in your traps or anything like that, or in your legs, I'm gonna buy like a little machine that helps like just to release a little bit of that pressure.
I saw Eric using that a lot in Costa Rica.
So,
a lot, like he was using that all the time.
Yeah, so that way it just one of the instructors, Jill told me, like, it just moisturizes the muscle a little bit. So just doing that and target one specific part, and just like with different things with the stretch, I help like the healthy tissue to go in, and then with the ones that are like, it's just like a knot, like I'm doing air quotes right now, and you can massage yourself in that part, and then use that machine, and then use like a little lacrosse ball, like use many things, so that way to make sure that it relieves that pressure and relaxes it a little bit more. And then to make it practical for you, you can do that meanwhile you're doing all that stuff. Meanwhile, if you have like a young baby, meanwhile they're trying to nap or something like that, you can do that. Or maybe with them, they will see like it's a little fun game with you. Look, do it for 5 minutes. People think that you have to do it all in one day. You don't have to do like 0 to 100. You're gonna quit right away after it because you're doing too much too fast. So do like 1 minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and go incrementing the more you do it, because you're gonna feel, oh, it's easy, I can do 5 minutes, this is no big deal. Do 5 minutes and then that's it, no problem. And then the next day you do a little bit more, or maybe you do the same for a whole month. And they just keep going like that way, and just figure out the way that you want to relieve that soreness a little bit. It can be with food, and then you have to add and stack positive things. So that's why Jackson says about food, about stretching, about foundation training that we talked about before a little bit, massages, is a bunch of things that you have to stack together, so that way you feel just much better for the next day. That's what worked for us, and every day we work, we train. Jackson, of course, less and less because of the arm issue, but before it was the same. I mean, training every day and then just eating well and then stretching, it helps a bunch. Yeah.
Simple, huh?
Yeah.
Simple formula.
It's simple, practical, and just find your way. It's not too complicated. Just find a way that to at least 5 minutes. Just make it easier for you to do it, and then when you get that habit of just 5 minutes, boom, everything else just changes. Let's do the next one. So, and this has to everything. If you notice, there's a little bit of common sense in each question, like it transition well, what to do when somebody gets injured and how they can come back to train. What do you think?
Yes.
It happened recently.
Yeah. Well, an injury can be a very discouraging situation. You know, like if the student's already not really solid and he get injured, the chance of him to use that injury like, oh man, I really cannot do this, and you're gonna get him probably stopping, you know.
Yeah.
There is other students that doesn't matter what, they're gonna come. You know, we have a guy that had a very old injury, actually like an injury that he had even before jiu-jitsu, the shoulder, and he had to have the surgery on the shoulder, and 4 months recover, and he came back and his shoulder still hurting and didn't happen him too much.
He was visiting the gym even though he couldn't come.
Yeah, he was always around, come check it out and stay around, and you know, there's a lot of stuff online that you can study and keep going. You know, now we have another students that's pull ribs in the muscle. You know,
just a freak accident.
Yeah, just an accident in the class. You know, it's a very common thing that happens sometimes in the rib. Hurt for a couple of weeks. You just have to rest it. And I told him, hey, go online and study the curriculum online. You know, go there, study it, and come watch the classes, stay around, because he's there every day. You know, he's there like watching the class. He wanna learn it. And this happened, imagine like 3 weeks through training, and you pull the ribs and you have to rest for another 3 weeks to come back. You know, like, so you're gonna have 3 weeks in, 3 weeks out.
Explain a little bit of the sensation of the rib. Even if you have a bruise, how do you feel when you have like a bruised wrist?
It hurts.
How do you feel? You can't breathe too much and everything.
You know, like a little bruise in the ribs.
So people can,
very common. I'm sure a lot of you guys out there are gonna be familiar with this rib injury. You know, like hurts for 2 weeks, 3 weeks maximum. You know, but it really discomfort.
Yeah, and by the way,
really a little bit everything, like when you move, when you laugh, when you breathe.
Yeah,
you know, it's really hurts there. So this is something that I really take care in the gym, but sometimes it still happen. You know, one here I had many of them in my jiu-jitsu life, and some people never have it, but bruised ribs. It's a thing.
It's not fun.
It's a thing.
No, and
so my recommendation, just to finish that part, my recommendation is, if you can still come in, you know, like John Hoffman, you know, like got that injury and he still come to the gym and come to visit us sometimes.
He always rides and everything.
You know, like always in contact with me and updating me what's going on. You know, he's a guy that you know that's gonna come back. And my recommendation is just like, there is a way to study jiu-jitsu without being on your gi there in the mats. You know, go to the gym, make notes. I have a student that used to come and make notes about the class every day. Study, keep your brain around. Jiu-jitsu is not just a physical thing, you know. Keep your brain around of what you learn, follow that same thing. You're not gonna have the workout part that's gonna kill you. You know, like
you're gonna feel.
You really wanna have that part is the most fun part of training. But at least you're not going to stay behind, you know. And if I see a student come and he really engage and he's sitting the mats and stay, I may even consider like to mark that class for him, you know. Like if I see he's very committed there, like you can even mark that class for him and give that progression, you know. Just
being present,
motivation,
And what can they do after they recover? Like after they recover, how you recommend to the way back?
The way back is you have to be very cautious, because you didn't train for 2-3 weeks, so you're not in that pattern of movement, but you want to go, you want to train, and your friends also in the gym, like if you go hard, they're ready for you. You know, so you have to be very careful on the return, you know, because otherwise you come, and especially like if you come and you go a little harder on the first day, the second day is even more dangerous. Because then, man, I trained yesterday, I'm ready, and then you go and boom, you got injured again. Especially ribs, it comes back. You know, Vladimir had that situation with the shoulder a little bit. You know, like he came and he wanna train, and then his shoulder starts to hurt again. So it's very careful. You have to come and train slow. And if you are the partner side, you know, like the guy just came out of injury and he's coming back to the gym, make sure you are the cool guy that's gonna raise the hand and say, hey, you wanna go together? Hey, how you feel? Hey, let's go slow just to see how you feel. You know, let's 100%. Train like in a very, very friendly way here, so we don't have like to risk of you have to stop again.
Exactly.
It's really hard. It's a lot of mind control,
things,
because you want to go train, you want to go back and you want to get active again. So be careful with that, like the way you go out and the way you come back are very, very delicate, and you have to know how to manage. And you're probably gonna get a little injury here and there on anything you do. Anything you do is not because it's jiu-jitsu, like injuries. If you move in your body, even a walk, even a jog, like the chance to get injured are there. You're always gonna feel your body telling you that it's changing. Your body's changing. There is pain on the change of the body. Like when you're getting better and you feel that you are changing your body for a better person, it's have a little pain here and there. And you have to know how to manage and walk around it. Very, very important topic.
No, if you think about it, I mean, anything in your regular life, just going up the stairs or just walking to your car. There's one freak accident that happened, not in the gym, but one to a student that just began training. I think happened in the shower or something like that, and then he just fell and freaking messed up his knee.
I remember.
So everything can happen. That doesn't mean that
jiu-jitsu.
He was
super excited to train. He trained like 2 weeks. 2-3 weeks. He trained. He was super excited, and then he hurt his knee taking a shower at home. And he comes like, man, I can't train. And he actually had a bad injury in the knee, like taking a shower. I think he slept in the shower and fell with his knee and have to stop. And we can't bring him back anymore, because
he's just scared.
He's scared now. Like he had that impact on his life, that especially on the leg, he cannot walk well, and he was in the crutch for a while. And
it's
then
not
you
fun.
see like, oh man, this happen everywhere.
So it can happen everywhere. It can happen at any time. So that's why you have to take advantage of the moment that you have now. So one of the things that I've seen when somebody gets injured, if you think about it, if you see everybody going through physical therapy, or if you have seen somebody go through that, or if yourself, that it's more psychologically than physical. If you think about it, you have to, and there's 3 cases that happened recently, right? So one of the ribs, then the other person about the shoulder, that was already an issue beforehand, and then another person that happened at his job that he broke his arm. There's 3 cases. The rib one happened just in the class freak accident. The other person was a little bit heavy. And both of them are heavy, but when they try to, for example, do a move, he landed wrongly on the side, and then because he went 0 to 100, and that's why the freak accident happened. And he still came in every day, at least watch the class and everything, do some moves that is possible for him, and then keep moving. And I told him, just keep coming, keep coming. You don't have to do the class, but keep coming, so that way you don't get onto the habit of being at your house and getting discouraged. With the shoulder, he did it by himself. He just wanted, his why is so big of practicing jiu-jitsu that he didn't, even though he couldn't come, he was still visiting the gym, watching the guys a little bit sometimes, just talking to us most of the time, so that way he feels the habit of coming in and talking to us and feel the environment and everything. The person that has the broken arm, I recommended him, come and watch the class. He never came, and that doesn't help him to feel the habit. And he had like 1 week of training, and then that freak accident happened, and then we helped and everything for him to give him time to recover. And then I recommended like to keep coming at least. And we don't know what happened, if he had time or everything, but if you have the time to keep coming to the classes, that's gonna keep the habit on. And you're not gonna be at home feeling bad and I can't move, I can't do anything, and watching TV and getting in you're digging the hole deeper and deeper. So just keep going to the class, make it fun, talk to the guys, sit on the mats, just interact with the people.
Eventually help a beginner when you feel a little better. The way to come back is
super
come
gradually,
to the class, go
slowly.
back to the beginner's class again. If you're an advanced student, start to attend the beginner's class, help a beginner, guys that that's safe.
Exactly.
Like your professor gonna be help you, let you do that most of the times. The professor gonna say, join me here, help me, and You know, it's
So if you're a little bit
there is a
advanced,
way.
you can
There
help.
is a way. Yes.
Yeah, if you're a little bit beginner, just sit down and then watch the class to the instructor a little bit, help in any way you can, or just watch the class. Just watch it, and then if when you come back when you're a little bit recovered, that recovery, or after the recovery, sorry, you're gonna feel that you're more ready faster. You're not gonna have to motivate yourself like I have to go back and all that and again and get into that situation. No, because you're already used to it. You're already used to going there to the class. You're already used to the people. You're already used to the training. So that's why we recommend to keep going. And then when you're ready to train again, always communicate to your partner. Hey, I'm recovering right now, so go a little bit slowly and everything. Most of them they're gonna most of them they're gonna help you. Most of them. So don't worry about it. If there's a person that have a lack of coordination and everything like that.
Bernie.
Yeah.
Bernie come with an injury for months, and he drive like hour and a half to get to the gym, and he's there like every class. Even if he, with the groin injury, he was always there. And crazy, man. Bernie is a guy to watch, man.
Yeah, and that's one of the things.
Seriously. Thinking about it now, it's wow.
No, that's why you have to have a big reason. Like for Bernie, jiu-jitsu is so important that he has to be there.
He come for the beginners class, help, and he was always in this transition. I know. I think he's better.
No, he's way better. Yeah,
he's way better. But his return was like slow and super meticulous with what he was doing. I was always reminding him, hey, be careful. And he said, no, I got it, because you get...
He stopped the training?
Some people get scared and they think they have to stop, and other people, they get scared and they learn how to train better.
Yeah.
You know, like they learn how to adapt, you know, that situation like, oh man, I hurt my body. And then you go back by like taking advantage of this and apply a different way to train safer, you know, and deal with that injury that you have in a different way.
Yeah, no, there's three ways that I've seen that it can be approached. Either you're too scared to come back, the second one that you want to come back and you get re-injured again, and then the third one that you learn how to gradually go in, like you said. Like it's just three ways. So be the smarter side of it, talk to your partners and everything, and then go from there. Like have a great communication with them. And that's one of the things that happens to one of the students. He got stuck in a position there, he couldn't breathe, and say like, tap here real quick, communicate to the other student like, hey, I couldn't breathe, let's start again in a different position, and keep going. Like that communication with your partner is key. That's why we don't say much your opponent in the gym. Is more about partnership, because that's your control environment for you to train and play. Like you just keep it that way and keep it that mindset. I think that's it.
Good, man.
Cool. So I mean, if you have any questions, these questions we get it from several questions that we have around the DM, so we write it down sometimes. If you have anything, most of the times we send the video to the newsletter, but if you have in the comments, just write it down there. We're gonna answer that for you, and it's fun to ask you these questions and to see our perspective. We sometimes we have the time to answer every question, so it's cool to have this time and then talk a little bit more instead of 30 minutes, 40 minutes in the class.
Good, it's good. Cool. Yes. Thank you, guys. Any questions sent to us?
Yes, sir.
Looking forward to the next one. Thank you.
Thank you. Obrigado.